In a previous lecture, I showed you the Wells Fargo checking data file in the operating system. Let's take a look at that again. So you see it there on top, and if I were to look at it, it's a text file with a bunch of lines of data in it. Now, to connect a file to our program, we have to use a C library function call. And so I'm going to take us to c++.com. I'm going to click here on standardIO.h, and file access is what we're looking for. We want to open the file so that we can read it into our C program. And so right here it shows us how we can do that. In line 5, we're going to declare a variable that is a pointer to a file type structure, and then we're going to call fopen with the file name, and here we're going to use an R for read instead of W for write, because we don't want to write the file, which would destroy it. We want to read the file, and we're going to go after WF data.csv because that's what the name of the file is. Okay, and then we will check for some errors and just prove that we've opened the file. And that's the first step before we can actually read the data from the file. So let's give this a shot. And so I will create a new file called fopen.c, and we'll go ahead and include standardIO.h, create our main function. And then now we want to create a file pointer. So I'll call it FP for file pointer. And then I will say FP is equal to. So this is an assignment statement where we say, let's open up Wells Fargo data.csv, and let's open it up for reading, and it's a text file. Okay, so just that short little program, I'm going to go ahead and come out here and use Clang to compile it. See if we get any errors. We didn't get any errors. We actually got an executable, and it looks like it ran, but we don't really know if it ran to success. Echoing $? Tells me when I get a 0 back that I didn't see any errors when I ran this. And so that's a pretty good indication that things worked. But we need to go further. So if we look at the documentation, the return value from the fopen function is a file pointer if the file's successfully opened. The function returns a pointer to a file object that can be used to identify the stream on future operations. The open file is called a stream because it's like, a stream of water. You just grab the next bit of data and it just keeps flowing until it runs out. If the file wasn't opened, however, then a null pointer is returned. And so that's how we can test for an error. And that's what you see in lines 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, if p file, which was just set by the fopen call, does not equal null, then that's good. That means it was successfully opened. Now I'm going to kind of reverse that logic. For my error check, I'm going to say if fp equals null, okay, then there must be an error. It couldn't find the file. And I'll say so. And I'll use the p-error command, and I'll say file not found. And then I will say return. Otherwise, down here I'll say printf file was successfully opened. And it's good practice when we're done using a file that was successfully opened to close it, and that's how we do that. So line 7 through 10 is, oh my gosh, we didn't open the file. We need to tell the user, and we need to exit the program. That's what the return one is. However, if FP is not null, then we can assume that the file was successfully opened. And then after we print our message to the screen, we then call fclose to tell the operating system, hey, we're done with this file. So, clean it up, button it up, shut the drawer, we're good. So let me give this a try. Okay, we compile it, we run it, file was successfully opened. But notice it's trying to open wfdata.csv. Well, what if I didn't have a file called wfdata.csv in the directory? So I could change the name of wfdata.csv, and I'll call it wfdata.csv.old. So now there isn't a file that's named exactly wfdata.csv like this program is looking for. So now when I run the program, it says file not found. There is no such file. And if I do a listing, you can see I've got this weird name here. So now I'm going to change the name back. I'll say move wfdata.csv.old, and now I'm going to restore it to its former name. And there it is. And now when I run this program, it found it and it opened it. So that's the first step. In the next video, I'll show you how to read the file.